Hi, Allan Pym from APOS here, and joined with me today is Patrick Sims from SAP. Patrick has been working with SAP in analytics for a very long time, since 2003. Patrick, that's great. Glad to always have your experience and knowledge on sessions like this. We had a session recently with you where we looked at the future business objects and very specifically at Business Objects 4.3 SP3, the upcoming release. And you had this slide that talks about some of the advancements, and this in particular to web intelligence. Tell us a little bit about what's coming.
Sure. Thanks, Alan. So really the three pillars that you see here apply not only to Webby, but also to the BI platform. And so the three kind of key things we're doing, and again, it's not a major release, it's a service pack, so bear that in mind. But improving usability, number three, I think that should probably be number one in my mind, because so many of these things that we're looking at improving are actually customer suggestions from you, the customer community. So it's things that you've been asking for as we've modified with 4.3 the entire user experience and user interface, things that you've wanted for more and better usability. Going then backwards to number two, the extending possibilities. This is really more about supporting things like OData, supporting more and more data sources for the semantic layer. And that includes, by the way, a whole slew of big data and cloud data sources. So I think that's great. And also, as you see the first bullet there, they're talking about Microsoft Drive support. So what that means is using OneDrive and SharePoint as a way to not only house data that you might use in web intelligence, but also as a repository for where you might put your finished documents. So that's a great capability. We started that with Google Drive in Service Pack 2. So you can expect to see more and more of those kinds of things, extending how it is that you like to function with data and what we can do to bolt onto that. And then the number one piece here for Webby, at least, was increasing productivity. And this really gets down to how do we optimize the kind of the query building, the data approach, right? Because it's not all about tables and charts. It's also about what is the data that I'm bringing back and how do I want to deal with it from a reporting standpoint. And so I actually like a lot of the productivity things that we've done there too.
Yeah, that's some great points there. We'll cover those in more detail, or some of these in more detail in other sessions. In the upper right, we've got a big red sticker that does say things are subject to change. One of the questions that always comes up with the customers is around timelines. Can you talk a bit about when Service Pack 3 will be released?
Sure. Thanks, Al. And thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, for my disclaimer there, anything I'm showing you is, you could say it's aspirational for us. It's what we're hoping to release with the service pack. So don't make decisions based on that. But I feel pretty good about it because I've seen most of these things now in beta. Release dates, really, since we started 4.3, our release cycle is annual now from a major release and or service pack perspective. And so we're looking at December for a release of Service Pack 3, just like last December was our Service Pack 2 release. And so you can expect right around the end of the year is kind of where we're going to be looking at subsequent service packs, including Service Pack 3 and follow-on releases as well.
Okay, that's great. Thanks for the clarifications. Upgrades for some coming up very soon. And just want to notify everybody and make sure they're aware that APOS has a variety of technologies that help in automation and simplify and smooth out upgrade challenges. So I'll be glad to work with you on any of those challenges. Patrick, thanks for the update today. Always appreciate it.
Thanks, Alan.